Stand back, everyone, and prepare to be amazed.
On Jerusalem Dateline, exciting discoveries bring the book of Judges alive at the excavation site at ancient Shiloh. See the emerging walls of the Tabernacle and the Holy of Holies, which sheltered the Ark of the Covenant.
So, a few days ago, CBN News, which is a big Christian TV channel, shared a video about archaeological excavations at a place called Shiloh. In the comments, CBN says, "Truth is important." I totally agree. And as an archaeologist, I feel a need to add my own perspective to the conversation.
This is ancient Shiloh, the place where the Bible says Joshua divided the promised land between the 12 tribes, and where the tabernacle of the Lord stood for more than 300 years.
People have been digging at Shiloh for a long time because many believed it was an important religious place 3,000 years ago. Some researchers show it might have been one of the first religious places in Samaria and hills, but even though they found a lot of religious pottery, they still need to find a religious building.
Are you ready for this? You believe you found actually the tabernacle?
Well, you know, I'm not ready to say.
My God, look at the calves. They're enormous.
I know for certain, but I'll tell you what we do have is a building that is matching the dimensions of the tabernacle. It's from the Iron One period, which is the tabernacle period of Eli and Samuel. And you're actually standing right now, Chris, on this wall right here. This is our wall 10, and it's the first wall of the building that we uncovered. And it goes all the way across, looks like it dips down, and then you have the corner over there, and then it goes all the way across the path down here where we have the other corner. So this entire area is this massive monumental building, orients east-west, and it's divided on a 2-to-1 ratio like the tabernacle was.
So east-west is what the Bible says it faced?
That's right.
Stripling discovered a building that faces from east to west. And in 2021 article, Abraham Faust mentioned that a lot of cultures see east, where the sun rises, as a special direction. It represents a new day and new beginning. In his study, 1 out of 3 buildings face this way, showing it's a very, very popular choice, and therefore a lot of buildings built in the ancient Near East, especially ancient Levant, are facing east.
You're not special!
And 2-to-1, what does that mean?
Well, the holy place and the most holy place.
Yeah.
So the Holy of Holies, if we're correct in our theory, would be right in here. Between these walls would be where the Ark of the Covenant was.
Hey, is that the Ark of the Covenant?
And then out here, where we're standing, right over here, and where they're working, they would be in the holy place. You would enter, you can even see the socket stone of the door over here, still there in situ. And the Bible talks about the door of the tabernacle. There's the doorpost.
Flawless logic.
And when you leave this building and go due east, you come to the bone deposit, the favisa, with the remains of the sacrificial system. 100,000 bones that we've gotten out of there.
That's a red flag.
Wait, what? A favisa filled with bones? Favisa is an ancient storage pit near temples where sacred items were ritually buried. Imagine it as a respectful retirement home for old or damaged religious artifacts like pottery or some ceramics. Definitely not bones.
All right.
What are we walking into right now?
This is the wall that would separate the holy from the most holy. Okay? So you're entering into the Holy of Holies.
Oh, to hell with archaeology!
All right, so there's this big wall on your right. Down here, you can see where we've reached the bottom. This is preserved to 2.1 meters, and this is floor level. We finally now come down upon floor level. We still don't have bedrock.
Perhaps the bedrock of your logic.
And we have the southern wall. You can only see a section of it right over here, and we'll have to do more to remove that. But we have the corner here, we have the other corner across in our area K, and then here's the back wall right here. So this whole area in here, about where we're standing, come on with me here.
Where is the Ark?
All right, you're probably standing where the Ark of the Covenant was.
So Scott's at it again, making bigger claims than the ones few months ago when he talked about an early Israelite curse inscription from Mount Ebal. For more about that, check this video up over here.
How does that suit you?
It makes me feel, well, profound, for one.
Well, me too.
Yeah.
If it's not the
Tabernacle. What are you?
form, I mean, we have a demolished altar around here and ceramic pomegranates and storage rooms, the bone deposit.
We got it all.
If it's not, then we've got two structures at Shiloh at the same time that have the same dimensions.
Yeah.
And that seems kind of unlikely.
Where is the other one?
The Bible doesn't make it clear if the house of the Lord in Shiloh was building or a tent. I think it was probably a tent because in 2 Samuel 7:2, David mentions living in a wooden house while God's ark is in a tent. But since Stripling discovered a building, it must have been an important place mentioned in the Bible, right?
Archaeology is very low tech. We need human beings physically moving soil and rock and making decisions.
You call this archaeology?
Hey, what are you doing? Using metal detector at the archaeological site can mess up important details and cause us to overlook non-metal items, which can ruin our understanding of historical finds.
On the other hand, it's very high tech. The pottery and the bones, they tell an unmistakable story that matches what we read in the biblical text.
Really? Really?
Underneath your feet and my feet is about this much of solid bone waiting to be excavated. Bone on top of bone on top of bone.
I got bones buried everywhere.
And we have microstratigraphy in this area so we can see that the deposition is laid down over a long period of time, just like the Bible says.
Really?
Really?
And what kind of bones would we find here?
Sheep, goat, cattle, and disproportionately from the right side of the animal. It's like just this morning, we're seeing disproportionate jawbones from the right side as opposed to the left.
Right cheekbones? Deuteronomy 18:3 specifies the priest's portion was the shoulders, internal organs, and meat from the head, without explicitly mentioning the right jawbone or cheek. And in Leviticus 7:32 mentions the right thigh for the priest and the cheekbone. This is again another reading into the text or adjusting material data to fit the narrative. However, both methods are incorrect.
You described it before, but again, why is the right side so significant?
Well, the priests are the ones who live here, and Leviticus 7 tells us that the right side of the animal is the priest's portion. So I can't make this stuff up.
Oh, yes, you can.
You know, you got 100,000 bones and they're disproportionate. Give me another explanation. Just happens to coordinate with what the Bible says.
In conclusion, I just want to mention that archaeology is a methodological science and it's not a treasure hunt. If you always find exactly what you're looking for, you're doing it wrong. Thank you.
Like and subscribe.